Alright, my friends, so today we are going to talk about why Kiana is absent in part 2 of the Honkai Impact 3rd story and what it could mean for the overall story as well. And I would love to hear your opinion about it in the comments section below. Now, before we start, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell beside it to stay notified with everything new about Honkai Impact 3rd. And without any further ado, let's just get started. So first of all, why is Kiana absent in the current story? The reason for that is the fact that she received signals from Mars which made her fall asleep. And we saw that during basically the prologue where they showed us Goddess Sinadina talking together with Kiana. They showed us that, and then after that period we never ever saw Kiana again. Now we reached the final chapter or the interlude of the basically current arc of part 2, and we did wake up on, or we got out of the simulation on the moon. And on the moon we met with multiple different Valkyries from part 1. These Valkyries were May, Bronya, Teresa, and even Durandal. Now, unfortunately, we didn't see anything from Kiana again, and the reason is that she is still asleep until now. She didn't wake up from her deep slumber, and Bronya and May are trying to wake her up, but unfortunately they can't figure out how to wake her up. Now, the whole story of part 2 until now has been inside the simulation, because Mars right now is nothing but a quantum computer where people are living in that simulation. And the people inside that simulation are real people, but they aren't real people. And what do I mean by that? Well, imagine in the future, people are expecting us to upload our consciousness to a computer, a supercomputer, where we can live all together in that computer without any diseases and stuff like that to kill us. So this is pretty much what they did basically on Mars. They uploaded their consciousness to that computer and they are living now in that computer. So the people are real, but they aren't living in a real world right now. They are living in a simulation. And this is pretty much the exact same thing that Kevin was trying to do on Earth and that Vita and her friends did basically on Venus. Now, this supercomputer, or the basically quantum computer, is a simulation, as I said before. And once you enter it, you enter pretty much to a game where you can go through that story, and depending on how you handle the situation, you might end up with the perfect outcome or with the bad outcome. Now, the good thing is that we did have Vita on our side, and every time we failed to achieve the outcome that we were basically trying to achieve, she reset the time and we started again from the beginning until we achieved the final outcome that we wanted, which was saving Lang Chu and defeating the Shadows. And that was when basically Vita entered the simulation and woke up from it. And we understood that everything that we went through was nothing but a simulation. And Coralie and Hylia were entering that simulation to try to help us to defeat basically the Shadows and achieve the final outcome that we wanted to achieve. Now, the problem is that the only person who is remembering Sinadina is actually the Dream Seeker. Nobody else is remembering who Sinadina is. Neither Hylia nor Coralie remember anyone by the name of Sinadina. They do remember Song Chu and the shoes, but they don't remember a person called Sinadina, which is very, very interesting, because this does link Kiana's slumber with what this world is. Both of them has connection to Sinadina, because the only person who basically disappeared from people's memory was Sinadina, and the person who appeared to Kiana in her dream is Sinadina. So this makes a connection between them. Now, this basically is very interesting for the story, because who is the person who made Kiana fall asleep? How strong is that person to be able to make her fall asleep? Because when we did achieve our final output and we did basically end up saving Lang Chu and Oxia and defeating the shadows, we as the Dream Seekers received a signal that was similar to the signal that Kiana received when she fell asleep. And that is actually very, very interesting. Now the thing is that May and Bronya are hoping that maybe if the Dream Seekers succeed at achieving more perfect outcomes inside this simulation and being able to save more bubble universes, maybe that way we would receive more and more of that signal, and by that we may be able to save basically Kiana and wake her up. So they do ask the Dream Seeker to help them to basically be able to wake up Kiana. Unfortunately, nobody knows why Sinadina has disappeared from everyone's memories. There are basically some thoughts that they are thinking about. Maybe there is some person who removed her by force from Helia's and Coralie's memory. Basically someone who is controlling this computer, and every time Helia and Coralie are entering the computer, that person is by force removing the Sinadina from their memories. Or it could also be Sinadina herself who is removing herself from their memory to save her own identity. Now, I don't know why would she do something like that, but that is definitely a possibility that might be basically happening right now. She might be the person who is erasing their memories so that they would not remember her, because there are some reasons basically for that. We will know later on, but for now what we know is that Kiana is still in deep slumber. She didn't actually wake up until now, and the only way that they are thinking could help her right now, they don't even know if it will help her, it could help her, is basically to try to achieve final output, a perfect output inside that simulation in other bubble universes as well. Maybe that way we would get more and more of that signal that made Kiana sleep, and by that we might figure out what that signal is and how to stop it and how to wake up Kiana from her sleep. Anyways, this is pretty much everything actually that we got during the last chapter as well on the CN server, and this is why Kiana is absent inside during the story for part 2 of the Honkai Impact 3rd story. Anyways, let me know your opinion about it in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell beside it to stay notified with everything new about Honkai Impact 3rd. And until next time, see you as always in the next video.